All right, guys. Well, it's the next day. It's been 24 hours, and we'll see. This still doesn't feel good, but I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's see if we can get this valve knocked loose out of here. I'm sorry about the audio on that last one. I'll try to get a little bit closer to this camera and speak up where you guys can hear me. It's wiggling. There. There's our coil that we poured in there. So we can take that into the shop and soak him. At least get our inlet valve to want to open and close again. I'll get you guys in here. We're going to look down at this exhaust valve. This might tell us a lot more than we were expecting and may not want to know. We'll find out. Well, there we are. This is a look down from the top down at our exhaust valve. And we got rust and buildup, but it looks dry. So we're going to squirt a little bit more coil down in here. It didn't get past our inlet valve, so the inlet valve was actually sealing. Put some more down in here. Hopefully, when I go to work again tomorrow, this coil will go to work again also. Let me get you guys set back up over here on the tripod. We'll put the crank in it. We'll rock it and see if we have anything coming loose yet or not. Just thought I'd keep you guys informed on this. So, all right, let's get you set back up. We got our crank, and I lubricated all this up last night and let it sit. But you see how this crank goes through the spokes? That wouldn't be a very good idea. If that thing was to fire off or be in gear where you're cranking, you're going to bind this up. But I was looking at this. When we throw this in gear, watch right down there. It does have a safety feature. This thing's almost 100 years old, but even back then they're like, yeah, we gotta save some of the dumb people. So watch that bracket right here. When our clutch is engaged, that moves up, keeps you from shoving the crank in. They thought of everything, I guess. All right, get back out of gear. We'll stick that crank in there, and we'll see what happens. If we get nothing on our crank, because it looks like it cranks through an idler gear down here. So we'll try on our nut on our flywheel after that. We'll just try to rock it and see if we get anything. Get it out of gear, we'll put the crank in. Okay, we're out of gear. We still have a whole lot of nothing. Still nothing, guys. Let's get down here. I'll get you guys moved. We'll see what happens. All right, hopefully you guys can see what we got going on here. Now, we're not going to really torque on this too much. We just have our little 8-inch crescent on here. We're just going to see what happens, if anything. Nope. Oh, guys, it came loose. It came loose. I'll be damned. Nice. I'm gonna chew the tar out of that mesh if I keep doing it that way. You guys sit there and watch it. I'll stick the crank back in. We'll see if we can get a full rotation out of it. Then I'll move you guys up. You guys can tell me if you see that valve opening and closing, our exhaust valve. All right, sit tight. I've got the crank in. Ooh, we got a tight spot though. That's fine. I don't mind it having a tight spot. We'll just keep rocking it back and forth. We'll try turning it all the way over again. You guys hear that clicking sound? Not me monkeying with this crank. Let me get you moved. Okay, here we go. I am very happy now. It turns all the way over. And you guys hear that clicking? That's the impulse in our mag. Let me get you guys moved. You can watch that valve work underneath. All right, goofy angle, but watch right here. Guys, this is exciting news. It does turn over, and well, I'm pretty sure we're not going to have spark, but it was a whole lot easier to get broke free than I thought. So, all right, well, I guess we'll dig into it a little bit more. So, all right, well, I got our high tension lead put back in the mag. Clip it on this plug. You guys watch there. I don't have high hopes for this, but I didn't expect it to come loose that easy either. Get that plug to where. You guys see that one? All right, I'm going to turn it over and we'll see if we got anything. Are you kidding me? Guys, it does fire. Holy cow. Well, we were going to dig into that mag, but I'll be damned, it's going to be faster than I thought. Guys, this isn't going to take a whole lot. We still got to get a carburetor for it, though. And, well, I'm sure that fuel tank's going to need some attention also. But we'll get to that next. Guys, I'm really excited about this. Who would have thought? You know, this thing's probably pushing close to 100 years old. Probably late 20s, early 30s was when this was built. And had better luck with this than some of the ones that we've bought recently. So, yeah, that's exciting. Well, I'm going to take this into the shop, let it soak and saturate. And yeah, you see that? Pretty rough looking, but hey, we got it to roll over. We got a stuck valve. That's the least of our problems, right? All right, well, I'm going to bring this into the shop. I'll probably work on this off camera. Ain't a whole lot for you guys to see, really. And it's just a stuck valve. It's just a poppet disc type valve. And I'll get that freed up. And I will see what I can do about locating the carburetor to fit on this. I think I've got something that might possibly work. Who knows? And then we'll get going on that tank. So I'll see you guys here in just a little bit. Well, guys, it's been a couple more days since we were out here last. See, I got the fuel tank off. And oh, Cousin Blue, close, buddy. Not quite, though. All right. But we got the fuel tank off. I've got that in the shop. I got it filled with white vinegar and steel BBs for shot. Rolling that around. That's cleaning that out really well. Bring you guys in. We're going to take a look down inside of our inlet valve port and I'll show you guys where that's at. We did get some of our parts to show up, but I'll tell you what, the Monarch Tractor Company is not good at responding to anything. I haven't got a hold of a single damn person yet. So we're going to have to make do with what we can come up with. Let me show you what I got over here. So this is our inlet valve port. And, well, our intake manifold was mounted on top like that. And this inlet valve, well, you remember how cruddy it looked. We got it cleaned up. Not sure if it's going to seal or not. And the guy that was in here before me, there's been some butchery done on this. This is all just, you can see it's just pigeon poop together. And there ain't hardly squat in there for valve travel. I mean, that's it. Maybe that's enough. I don't know, but I think it should have more. And up here, I can get this stem out of here. This was at one time, I guess, part of that valve. if you look in there, there's also pigeon droppings on that. So, what I was thinking about doing, and that's not going to be original, we got plenty of meat here. I'm not sure how hard this is going to be for it to want to draw fuel up through an updraft carb. We're going to plug this anyways. What if we'd put like a compression release or a priming cup on top of here? So that might be what we do on that. And then when it comes to a replacement valve that has a little bit more ability to open, this is an inlet valve for an air compressor. And, you can see this old one was retained with a copper seat. You guys will be able to see, but that's copper, and it's just a copper ring. We got the same setup here. That fits down in there. It doesn't slop around. And I'll get over here and roll it over. If you guys watch and listen. You can hear that that's drawing and holding our compression in. So this will be plan B if the factory valve here doesn't work. Just because I can't get a hold of anybody for replacement parts at the Monarch Tractor Company. So I think what I'm going to do now is, well, I'm still waiting on parts. You know, I'm waiting on a sediment bowl for the bottom of our tank. And we did get a carburetor in. It's sitting over there in a box. But what I'm going to do is take this into the shop, get this out of here, and I am going to modify it because this is going to be this is our charge side. So if we get a vacuum leak here, which I guarantee you we're going to have, yeah, that's not going to be a very good idea when it comes to trying to adjust our mixture or anything like that. So first things first, I'm going to get that addressed, and then we are going to put our inlet valve, our factory one, back in, bolt this in, and we'll open our carburetor up. We'll see what we end up with. Hopefully that sediment bowl shows up soon, but if not, we might just go ahead and fill up our carburetor and see if we can get it to pop off or anything. Do have a new spark plug for it also. So, we got some parts in, but kind of slow getting stuff for this. So, all right, I'll be right back. All right, guys. Well, I'm back out of the shop, and I don't know if you guys can see that, but come on, get in there. See what we got. So now we're threaded for 1/8 inch pipe. Our intake will sit on there like that, and then we've got our 1/8 inch pipe fitting. We'll thread him down there on that like that. Then we got a primer cup. So at least now we know that will hopefully eliminate any vacuum leaks that we'd have before we get to our carburetor. And I don't know. I guess we will go ahead and put the factory valve back in there just to see what we end up with. And if we got to change it, it's only 3 bolts, guys, so we can change it. So let me go ahead and get this all snug back up, put together, get that on there, and we'll get our intake manifold mounted back on. I will tape and dope these, get them tight. We'll hang our carburetor on it. And guys, I think we're about ready to see if it'll pop off. Oh, before we do that, I am going to dump the oil out of this because if it does have water or anything else in it, yeah, we don't want that sloshing around in there. We'll get all that shit out of the bottom of it. We'll go ahead and fill it back up. I've got 40 weight oil, so we'll fill that back up. And, all right, yeah, I got some stuff to do. Let me get busy. Well, it don't quite look right, but I'll tell you what, I don't think it looks terribly out of place for a machine of this vintage. Got this carburetor here. Let's get him opened up. See what we ended up with. See, well, I'm sure we can modify it to make it work if we need to, but we'll see what we got. So this came directly from the Jungle website, and it smells like Chinesium for sure. I'll use our gasket or our wrench. but we might need that. So just a Briggs & Stratton. It's like an 8-horse updraft carburetor. So let's see. No, those are not quite 1/4 inch, but we can run a tap through them and clean them out. But yep, this is what we're going to put on there. Let's see if our hole spacing's about right. I'll get you guys situated. We'll look at it together. See what we got. A goofy enough angle for you guys. We'll probably have to put it on this way. Looks like we'll have clearance. And hell, that's, I don't know if you guys can see down in there or not. There, you see it now? I think it's gonna fit. All right, let me get these holes clearance for 1/4 20. So this is our valve. Look at our gap that we got in there, guys. I think we're gonna need to do some adjustment on our valve because we got a whole lot of free travel before that even hits. So I'm gonna go through here and see if I can't get that a little bit closer. Put her closer to, I don't know, 12 thousandths or so versus 120 thousandths. All right, let me get that adjusted up. I'm gonna hang our carburetor on here, and prime it, and see what we get. All right, guys. Well, I got our exhaust valve adjusted. It's a whole lot closer than it was. So, I mean, we're under 100 thousandths now. So, I've got our gasket stuck underneath here. A little bit of grease. Let's see if we can get this to slide up in here. We did get our studs mounted, so that's a plus. It kind of looks a little bit silly on here, but I guess you got to do what you got to do and you got to do it, right? I'll get this tightened down and probably just go get a syringe. We'll fill this up. We'll put a little down in here. And I do have a new plug. I'm going to grab it. Might as well put it in before we do anything. And I still got to dump the oil out of this. So, yeah, give me just a little bit, guys. I'll get this carb tightened down. We'll keep going on it because we're going to hear it run in this video. If it's going to run, you know, I ain't giving up on it yet. So, all right, guys. Well, you're underneath this thing with me. Figured we'd find out what falls out of here together. I'm assuming this is our drain plug. It's the lowest point. It's coming loose. We're hoping not to see water come pouring out of here, but it doesn't look good. Ugh. It had water in it. It's a good thing we didn't start it. Yuck. I have a feeling I'm going to need a bigger pan. Or not. It's pretty nasty looking oil, guys. Nice. Well, we get it running. We get it warmed up. We can always dump it out, change it again, right? All right. Let me get you guys set back up where you can see what we're doing. I'll go ahead and get it filled up with oil. And I guess we'll see if it does anything. Snorts, farts, pops, or runs. Let me get you set up. Okay, guys. Well, let's put a new plug in here for the first time in God knows how long. These were still available, believe it or not. So we're taking out a Champion, number 25. And right here is another brand new one, Champion, number 25. So we'll go ahead, and it's 1/2 inch pipe thread. We'll run him down in here. I guess I'll get some fuel in there. Get you guys at a little bit better angle so you can see. How's that? All right, guys. Well, here we go. we're going to use what I use in all my model engines. 40-to-1, 94 octane, ethanol free VP fuel. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to put it in here and let it run down. Hopefully we can fill up that sediment bowl. At least this long of a lead, we can see it running in. Now we should have fuel in our sediment bowl. I'm going to take this glass syringe off so I don't break it. Well, we might as well put a little bit down here inside of our fuel cup. Well, no. We're just going to choke it and crank it. And yes, I know this is a good way to break your arm, but I don't think the compression's that high. If I was wrong, you guys can tell me so, okay? It fired. Let's move our fuel tank. That's all cleaned out, by the way. I just don't have my sediment bowl yet. Take our choke half off. It fired again. Take our choke all the way off. Give it a little bit of throttle and see what it thinks. Well, how about that, guys? Pretty damn impressed. Nice. I'll do some more work. Our sediment bowl gets in, get our fuel tank mounted. We'll get our carburetor adjusted. Probably dump the oil out of this one more time, change it. I am super impressed. It went from stuck, froze up, not running, to this in less than a week. So, yeah. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for watching. You guys are great. If you're not subscribed, well, click. I'll put it right there. Click right there if you don't mind. And I'll see you guys here in a couple days. I'll get this dialed in and we'll go for a ride together. All right. Thanks, guys. See you soon.